Hello, let's try that again. Hello everybody, welcome to another installment of Tina's Tiny Thursdays. I had some spicy ramen, like right before I streamed. I was in a hurry to eat something real quick, and spicy ramen was a mistake. I knew it was going to be a mistake, but my sister asked me to make some for her lunch, and so I was like, yeah, sure, I can make some. And, yeah, just waiting for the fire to stop happening in my mouth. But today we're going to be painting some different nerd stuff, some nerdy things, some, It's Tuesday! Oh my gosh! It is Hi, Grits and Butter. Hi, it's Tuesday. It is so Tuesday. Let me edit video descriptions real quick. Oh gosh. It is Tuesday. Right? Just fast forwarding. I was like, where's the button to edit this? I've been up since like 4:30, 4:45. I don't know why I woke up at that time. That's just the time I woke up. And so if I'm not all here, that's why. Yeah, now it's Tuesday. But hello, we're gonna be painting some nerd stuff today. The first thing I wanted to make is probably going to be the most difficult out of the... Let me get through Wednesday and I'll accept Thursday. Hi, Mark on YouTube. Okay. The first thing I want to paint is actually like a scene from Skyrim. I've seen other people paint it. This is just the way I'm going to do it. It's actually the last boss fight. It's when you when you fight Alduin the World Eater in Sovngarde. Sovngarde. You fight a dragon in heaven. Ooh, that ramen. That ramen. I'm sweating. I don't like sweating. I don't usually sweat. This is... Ramen was a bad idea. Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of this blue. So the canvas that I'm working on right now, it has, it has, like a thin layer. It was originally a black canvas, and it has like a thin layer of blue on top of it. Maybe this won't be the most difficult, I don't know. It just, in my head, it was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be the difficult one. But... maybe not. Ramen. I probably should have put some stars down first. Okay. Need another shade of blue, because that's like... that's ultramarine, and there is like a hint of ultramarine, but the base of it is closer to like a brilliant blue or like a cobalt, but I don't think I have a cobalt currently. I need to buy some more. But how are you all doing today? Oh, I didn't even change what the last... Okay, I'm just all over the place, because that is not the last thing I painted. The alien and the other stuff. I just don't... Yeah, I don't know where my head is at these days. I'm gonna add some stars. I said some, and then it's like an abundance. Okay. Maybe too many. Maybe too many. I am going to briefly mute so I can dry this. I'm switching to a smaller brush now, so I can get some finer details with these like cloud stuff. I don't want to get super duper crazy with it because there is gonna be a really big dragon like kind of blocking the view, but I still want it to look pretty and to feel pretty and feel like this is something I want to look at. If at some point I disappear during the stream for like a minute or two, I'm just checking on soup for dinner. Trying to get more vegetables into my life and the lives of my family members. So it is a squash soup, but it also has like carrots and celery and onions and other stuff like that. We're not just eating soup for dinner, by the way. There will be other things to consume. I just haven't decided what yet. I'm thinking maybe it could be a chicken sandwich and soup, or, you know, you need protein too. And I don't know what it is about soups that just make vegetables so much easier to eat. It's like on a normal day, it's like, no, I'm not gonna eat carrots or celery or, like, why would I put that in my mouth? But if it's in a soup, it's like, you know, it's basically not even there. Soup logic. know Skyrim is like a bajillion years old, but it's still one of my favorite games. I don't really play like new games. The newest game I've played has been Baldur's Gate. But even then, I got that, like, it was gifted to me like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And everybody was playing it, you know, like 2023. You know, I'm just always waiting for like a game to go on sale or, you know, something. And then sometimes you just don't have the time to play games. I mean, sometimes I can make the time. Like, I've been making the time to play Baldur's Gate. It's been a crazy sleep schedule. I've had a really crazy sleep schedule, but you know, it's alright. It's alright. Nothing I can't handle. Yeah, there are some things that I've done as this character, my current save, that I'm like, I would do differently if I was playing a different one. Because right now I'm playing a fighter who's kind of like a fighter who's like multi-classed into being, is it sorcerer or wizard? Wizard, I think. Yeah, but there are definitely things I would change the second time round. Astarion is not my fate. Well, I do like Astarion, but for the character that I'm playing, I'm going with Gale. I'm going with Gale this time. But there is another character, or another playthrough that I have in mind that is a bit more, you know, I'm trying to be a decent and good person on this playthrough. On the next playthrough, maybe not so much, so I can feel better about going the Astarion route. But this time around, I chose Gale. And my friend that gifted me the game, we had played D&D together. And so she said there's things about certain characters that reminded her of like people that were in our party, and I was like, oh, well, that'd be fun, because our game ended in April or May. We TPK'd, basically. And so story over for that one. And so playing Baldur's Gate has reminded me of people I used to play with and characters I used to play, and so it's kind of nice. It's like revisiting an old friend. Okay, so we've got I played it with her a couple times. It's the most RPG overload type of game I've ever played. Not for me, but she loves it. It is very roleplay focused. But so was Dungeons and Dragons. So that's why I enjoyed it. Or, well, and I said past tense, but yeah, I currently enjoy it for that reason. But I keep forgetting that it is so open and that there's different things that you can do or talk to or try. Hi Katrina, nice to see you. Because no, usually in video games, you know, you just, oh, there's someone I'm supposed to kill, walk up to them, start the cutscene, and just, you know, start swinging your sword. You can't just always do that in Baldur's Gate. You gotta sometimes be a little bit more sneaky. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, this is basically D&D. You can, the world is your oyster, but you're not just gonna, you know, the game isn't just gonna be a certain way. And so it was I see you typing, Katrina. I can't physically see you. Okay. I forgot what I was saying about Baldur's Gate. Or was I talking about D&D? Either way, I think I was talking about Baldur's. The thing that upsets me a little bit in Baldur's Gate is when a character rolls bad, and it's just like, there's no way you should have failed this, you know? Like, why is Astarion with a +9 on lockpicking failing to open a lockpick that has a difficulty of 12? I know sometimes you just roll low, but it's just like you had everything going for you. Why is the roll so bad? And right now, I'm just outlining Alduin. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Every day is different. Um, I took it pretty hard at first because I was the one that found my mom, and it took a while for me to register that she had passed, and so me and my sister had tried resuscitating her while the paramedics were on the way. Which I've watched so many horror movies and so many cop shows and stuff, so intellectually it's like I know what it I knew what it was like to you know, in theory I knew what it would be like to be in front of a dead body, but it's different when real life hits you in the face, and also it's your mother. So that was very yeah, it was very hard for me at first. Hola, Shanti Holmes. I feel like you came in on me explaining something a little awkward, but hello, hola. Nice to see you on YouTube. But every day is every day is different. Some days are harder than others. Some days are kind of hard because that would be like the day when we would all kind of hang out and the grandkids would come over the house, and you know, we'd watch a kiddie movie together and play with the kids, and mom would give them candy, and of course, you know, all of us going to church together. It was, some days are kind of hard, but we're all adjusting to life. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you. It is a dragon, yes. I am painting Alduin, the World Eater from Skyrim, and then the Dragonborn's gonna be like somewhere on this rock formation, sword drawn and ready. Skyrim is one of those games that I keep going back to. And I was playing vanilla Skyrim for a very, very long time. And then I got the Legendary Edition maybe last year or the year before. It might have been last year. It might have been the year before. But there's, you know, there's more content that I hadn't played. Yeah, it's a really, really old game. It came out in like, what, 2010, 2011? But there were, I got the Legendary Edition, and then I got like some DLCs too, and so I was like, oh, There's so much more that I could have been playing. When I was just playing vanilla on my Xbox 360, my really old Xbox 360, it would take forever to load and go anywhere. When I was playing it on the PC, and I could just like, it was just a completely, it felt completely different. As a matter of fact, it would take so long to load back in the day that I would go for what I used to call murder walks when I would like jog while playing Skyrim because the loading screen would take so long. And so, yeah. I would like jog in place and play Skyrim, and then that's how I would do that and then get to like 5 miles in a day. Because it took so dang long to load. But it's completely different playing on PC. Everything just loads right away. I'm just like, dang. I'm not getting my exercise anymore. Will I be streaming any more gaming? Maybe. I've thought about streaming some of Baldur's Gate, but I feel like I gotta get better with my strategies. So if y'all see it, I don't feel embarrassed. I do play games older than that. Older than Skyrim. I've played 3 out of 5 of the Elder Scrolls games. But as far as just like old and like going back in time, my niece found my Game Boy in my room the other day, and so I've been, some days I'll just like pop in an old game and just see what I remember about the storyline. The only cartridge that we had found at the time was Super Wario Land 3. And that, I never beat the game. So, playing that and trying to remember what I'm supposed to be doing and which Game Boy, Game Boy Color. Playing that and trying to remember what I was supposed to be doing is a treat. And when she started playing it, I guess, you know, she's used to tablets and stuff and things that are backlit, and so it was kind of, she's like, it's kind of dark. I'm like, yep, that's what video games used to look like for us. Oh, I remember the Game Boy Advance. That was a nice little system. I remember playing, what was it? It was like a Dragon Ball Z game, but the storyline ended when you were on Namek. I can't think of what it was called, but I remember playing that on the Game Boy Advance. There's also like Mario Kart and like other things. My mom would keep a Game Boy. I think it still might be in her in one of her, like, I think it's in her nightstand. She would play it just for Mrs. Pac-Man. Like, still black and white Mrs. Pac-Man that was on like the original Game Boy. Something just fell behind me. I have Unreal Tournament 2000 on my Steam and I play it from time to time. Unreal Tournament 2000. I don't know if I'm familiar with Unreal Tournament 2000. there's like some light shining on his face. Depends on your age, but it was all over my school's PCs when we were children. Okay. I'm 29, if that helps. You know, my nephew told me they're doing in like in computer labs now. They're learning how to code. Like sometimes they'll play like Minecraft Education, or they'll like learn how to code. I'm just like, why are you learning how to code? You're 9. What are you doing? Why are they teaching you that? And then when he like comes over my house, he's like, "Can I use your computer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then I'll come back and he's like, "I'm doing stop motion animation, Tita." I'm just like, I remember going on like mathisfun.com or whatever it was to like, why are you doing stop motion and building like Roblox servers? Like, dude, why? My daughter was just on a trip from ATX to Dallas, Texas. Without any electronics, thanks to mom's forgetfulness, books or anything. I told her it was a good reminder for her parents' days without all that media. Oh, wow. Yeah, back in the day, you just had to, like, look out the window and just count the stars or play Simon Says or something. Or I Spy. Especially if your Game Boy ran out of batteries. Oof. And you just had to, like, talk to your siblings. Or listen to music. That's good, given that it seems that the younger generation is losing the ability to use computers and tend to be more touchscreen oriented. I guess that's true. But also sometimes I'm like, what website are you on? What are you doing? And then he has to like explain what he's doing, and then it's something like really complicated, and I'm just like, oh, okay. As long as you're not talking to strangers on the internet. Then he's like, what's wrong with talking to strangers on the internet? And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, you know what stranger danger is? And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, he got that people are like that on the internet too. But he's a really smart kid. He's a really, really smart kid. Oh, looking good. Thanks! Oh, I think the eyes are kind of in the wrong spot. Let me use a smaller brush so I can get a little bit more accurate. Yeah, he said it's like mostly simple commands, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of school he goes. He goes to like a public school, but I don't know. Maybe it's the area is just well off or something. Because them coding at in computer lab is just so wild to me. I think I'll adjust the face a little bit, but I do need to add in our Dragonborn. I don't know why, but I'm gonna paint in the Dragonborn in this like flesh color. I don't know why. Probably just so I can see a little bit better. Maybe that's the logic behind my hand going into that color. I don't know. And sometimes my hands do things with art before it catches up with the rest of my brain. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that makes sense to do. I did not make it look like he's standing on these rocks at all. I'll make different rocks. Well, I don't know what he uses to code, but generally speaking, logic behind coding takes a bit to understand. Yeah, I remember one day he was frustrated because he couldn't figure out why what he was coding wasn't working, and I'm just like, I cannot help you. Do you want to learn how to paint something? I can help you with that. I may have made the Dragonborn's legs a bit too high? Question mark? I'm just looking at my photo reference and it's making Alduin look kind of tiny. Maybe I'll start over. Alduin, more like Alduini, because he's a loser. But oh, you learned how to code from your dad? That's cool. Is my sister okay? I have a lot of them. But yeah, my sisters have been hanging in there alright. Or are you talking about the person coughing? If you're referring to the person coughing, that's my dad in the background. But if you're just referring to in general about my sister, she's been doing alright. Okay, let's redo these legs. Let's put the bum there. Let's put the feet Let's actually put in some feet. Let's put that foot there. Let's give them like a fighting stance. Now we need a torso. I do live with my sister. It's me, my dad, my sister, and my brother. But my brother works nights and sleeps during the day, so people never see him or interact with him. Okay, this is a little better. I feel like it's a little bit more proportioned. All my things just on the floor. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of brown. Didn't need that much brown, but okay, we will work with it. I was right about this being the most labor-intensive one. The other ones, I don't think it's gonna take me much time at all. Got an emergency bow and arrow on the back. Yep, this is the first painting of the stream. I started a little bit late because I had to make sure I fed everybody before I started. It's like usually my mom would give my dad lunch while I was streaming, and it's like, oh yeah, I have to feed him. And Sabrina works a later shift today, and so she asked me if I could make her lunch too, and I'm like, okay, yep, just give me some time. For Sabrina, I did some spicy ramen with some tteokbokki, which is spicy rice cakes. It's a Korean dish that we eat pretty often. My dad had a chicken pot pie, and I do have some stuff boiling for a soup that I should probably turn down to a simmer in a minute. The soup is for dinner though, it's not for anyone's lunch. It is what it is. I've been having to cook a lot more since my mom passed, so now it's just, I feel like I spend most of my time either in the kitchen or doing laundry. Which is funny, because she didn't cook that much, so she didn't cook very often at all. I mean, she had her regular dishes that she would make a couple nights a week, but, I don't know, she cooked maybe, like, twice or once a week, and it usually just fell to me, or we got takeout, but, my dad is on a new restrictive diet from his doctor, so no takeout. Aww. Thank you, Shantae. I've made one main dish and good luck to everyone. Made sure it fits everyone's limitations, though. I'm a picky eater. So restrictive in what way? Heart healthy. He's also recently been been diagnosed with that he's pre-diabetic, so it has to be heart healthy, low carb, and also can't upset his gout. So nothing that can really build up uric acid. So that's a lot of fishes. That's a lot of that's spinach. There's just a lot of things that would be easier if he could eat. But so, and he loves red meat and like sausages and pork and hot dogs and stuff, but he can't really have any of that because it's not really good for his gout or good for his heart either. So it's we're basically eating a lot of chicken and fish over here now. Chicken, fish, and vegetables. Yeah, I'd have my work cut out. Especially with having to make low carb stuff, because I love pasta, I love noodles, I love rice. I've been making so much bread this year. You live in the kitchen too, Shantae. Yeah. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's a good life, I guess, if you have the time for it. It's very fulfilling, though. Let me turn on the soup. Good thing I checked on it. Trying to get some of that shine from what's going on in Sovngarde. Sovngarde. The sky. The stuff that's happening in the sky. Because I imagine it's, you know, you probably either have ebony or dragonbone armor at this point, so it's gonna be some reflective surfaces going on. But it's a low light, so you're not gonna be able to see too much. Okay, gonna make the snow look a little bit like it's like under the Dragonborn's feet and stuff. Let me get some blue in there, make it look a little. Okay, we have the Dragonborn facing off against Alduin, the World Eater. Oh, that was so complicated. That was so complicated. Okay. Next thing, not gonna be nearly as intricate. It looks good though. I think it looks good. Especially for being as tiny as it is. I'm gonna dry this and then maybe do another layer. I feel like I'm so close on my camera. Alduin out the way so he doesn't get blasted with stars. I'm gonna dry it one more time because I want to be able to work straight on it. Now, I don't remember if I've painted this on stream before. I have painted this at a Comic-Con. And I was just, like, trying to kill time because it was... you don't always have constant traffic in Artist Alley, especially, like, on a Friday. Saturdays is like, oh my gosh, it's so busy. It's so busy. Ah. But Fridays is like, you know, kind of chill. And then Sundays is somewhere in between. But I know I've painted this before. You know, I'm not particularly too big on Star Wars myself. Like, I can appreciate what it's done for like nerd culture, and the original 6 movies, there were things that were, you know, that were great. There are things I just, you know, did not care about. But, you know, I suppose that's what happens when you're raised by a Star Trek girly. And I don't mean that in like a way that my mom was just like casually into Star Trek. She only said yes to a second date to my dad because he said he was going to take her to see Star Trek the movie. So if it wasn't for Star Trek, I would not exist. I remember one time, this was back when Star Trek not the Next Generation, Star Trek Enterprise was on TV. My sisters had went to a Comic-Con and they had talked to some of the actors from the show, and they were saying, you know, how much, you know, our parents love the show and stuff. And so my eldest sister Gina, she called my parents. Well, she asked I forget the actor's name, but she asked him if she could, you know, talk to my parents on the phone, and he was like, yeah, sure. And so my mom, Gina, she called my parents and she was like, hey, can you put mom on the phone? And then Gina handed the phone over to the actor, and he was like, hello, ma'am. And she was like, Trip, I'm watching you on TV right now. And so they, you know, talked about the show for a little bit. My dad's just like, I'm right here. Like, I like the show too. My mom was so happy she got to talk to him. So yeah, we're Star Trek people in my house. But I can appreciate some things about Star Wars, and other things I'm just like, why did they keep making stuff? All the fans seem to hate anything that they do or try to do. And again, I do hear that they just do some dumb things. Like that whole, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Like, why? Why that chant? Why'd they put that on iTunes? Alright, there we have a destroyed Death Star. See? I knew that one wasn't gonna take very long. Next, I've got something a little different in mind. It's still nerd stuff, but going back to one of my other favorite games. Gonna dry this so I can do another layer. I should have just used black canvases, but you know, it is what it is. Bye, Mark. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you as always. Okay, so the thing I want to do next is a Reaper Leviathan from Subnautica. The Big Danger Noodle. Just doing some outlines. I'll make sure I give enough space for the different parts of this terrifying body. looking good. Just a touch of blue. Thought about streaming myself playing Subnautica again, but on hard mode, well, hardcore, where, you know, if you die then the save file is deleted. But the thing is, I'm a big chicken, and I know where all the spots where the Leviathans are, because I have studied that map. I mean, it does get to a point in the game where it's like, okay, you have to go in Leviathan territory in order to progress, in order to build what you need to. But at the same time, I'm a big chicken. So, I don't know. That'd be something to consider and something to think about. Not me being a chicken, but me just actually doing it on stream and not being a wuss about it. Can you imagine how terrifying it would be to swim past one of these things? You're swimming in the dark trying to gather supplies from other vessels and broken spaceship parts and You just hear something roar in the distance. The thing is that these creatures are blind, so use echolocation. But if you can hear them, that means they can find you. Something about this doesn't look very menacing, and I don't know what it is. Does this need to be higher? Maybe it's a lack of teeth? Too much moisture on my brush. The paint is spreading in areas it's not supposed to. to use the restroom. I will be right back, guys. Okay, I am back. Apologize for the interruption, but I had to use the restroom. Okay. Why doesn't it look menacing? What am I doing wrong? I feel like it doesn't have enough folds. Its mouth is too small, and I didn't make enough space for it at the same time. Hello, Dry Spaffer. It might just be a shading issue, honestly. White doesn't look. Hello, how are you today? Good, I hope. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little all over the place today, but that is a creature of my own making. Okay, I think this is looking better. I feel like it was just the lack of the hard ridges and the shading and I think that's what it was. But yeah, today I'm doing pretty good. I don't have any particular complaints besides, I know I'm gonna be dead tired later on. I went to bed super early last night because I felt like a sinus headache coming on. I was like, well, I'm just gonna take some medicine and go to bed. This is at like 8:30. Like 8:30. I was asleep by probably 9:30. And then I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning and I couldn't fall back asleep. So I've just been up. Doing housework, folding laundry, that kind of stuff. Just been up. I just want to say I appreciate everybody lurking, or those of you that have been in chat. Appreciate you guys coming in and hanging with me while I make art. And I really, really appreciate all the condolences and all your thoughts and all your prayers. It does. I know people sometimes make fun of like saying like, oh, thoughts and prayers, but it really does help knowing that someone is thinking about you and praying for you and in your darkest days. So I really appreciate you guys. And what, the music got so dramatic and serious when I said that. Goodness gracious. But I do appreciate all of you checking up on me and asking how I'm doing. Because I'm good today, but some days are better than others, and some days are worse, a lot worse than others. So I do appreciate everybody checking in and wanting to talk and stuff. While I still have your attention, this Thursday I'm not gonna be doing Tiny Tuesdays. That didn't make any sense. What I just said made 0 sense. This Thursday I'm not gonna do Tiny Thursdays. This Thursday I'm going to be working on my sister's book. The plan was to have it out before Comic-Con, but you know, life kicked us down pretty hard. But I still want to work on it. I still have been working on it. And I'm gonna be doing that on stream this Thursday. If you guys want to watch me do some painting / illustrations for a upcoming children's book on Thursday, that's what I will be doing. And I'm only making 3 paintings today because I am already past my time. I know I started late, but, you know, 2 hours is usually what I do. So we are coming up near the end of our show. What a difference the teeth make, huh? The vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah, cause you gotta like boil them first and then like puree them, so it's just a bunch of vegetables that have been boiled.
Sounds like too much for me.
Is he watching an old game or are those sports currently happening?
That's probably so. They don't play like that. Ooh.
I don't understand the appeal in watching old sports games.
Yeah. It makes sense in some folks' minds. Not mine though.
Not mine.
I almost ate paper. That's tragic.
I'm getting paper.
I don't want to eat it.
Just making it look a little bit more menacing, adding in some darker shadows in some spots, some harsher lines.
My daddy didn't like the Popeyes.
He ate it.
What type of destruction are you making?
It's a Reaper Leviathan.
Whoever that is.
It's one of the fishies in Subnautica.
But you're afraid of Subnautica.
Yeah,
Well, why are you drawing your fears?
I've painted spiders before.
Well, is that why you never did a self-portrait of Serena?
I am not afraid of Serena.
I don't know. You say tomato, I say hero.
Okay. You can think that.
Yeah, I can't think that.
It doesn't mean it's right.
Whatever.
Alright, and then we have the Reaper Leviathan from Subnautica. Alright, these were our 3 nerd things for today. Subnautica, Star Wars, and Skyrim. S's. Huh. That was not on purpose. That was not on purpose. Huh, that's strange. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks again for hanging out with me while I paint and make tiny things, because there's a lot of things you could be doing with your life, but you decided to sit with me for a while and watch me make some silly little things. So I will catch you guys on Thursday. Like I said, on Thursday I will be working on my sister's children's book illustrations. Instead of doing the tiny ones, it'll just be you know, paintings, like a regular kind of thing. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you next time.